The clock is ticking. Eric's life is on the line. His body is a ticking time bomb, crippled by the blockage disease that's suffocating his mana. He's a genius, but his genius isn't enough to save him. The Royal Magic Hospital has given up. There's nothing they can do. His sister Nora is frantic with worry, and Eric's trying to reassure her that he'll be fine, that he'll find a cure. But his words are laced with desperation, with a growing unease that he might not make it out alive. His grades are slipping, his friends are worried, and the final exam is looming. Eric's world is imploding.
The answer is already too late. The silence from Professor Barracks is deafening, and Eric's future hangs in the balance. And that's not even the worst part. What Professor Barracks is hiding could change everything. His hands won't stop moving. He checks the exit twice. His voice cracks as he speaks. P40. Why didn't you give up on magic and become a scholar? I'll be sure to put a good word in to the headmaster.
Stop. You can't give up now. His eyes widen, and he takes a deep breath. P41, because of it, can use magic. That means at best all I can do is become a magic scholar.
Eric's face falls, and he slumps against the wall. His life is at risk, and he's running out of time. His sister Nora rushes over to him, trying to calm him down. Eric, don't give up. We'll find a way. Okay? Eric glances up at her, his eyes pleading for hope. Professor Barracks clears his throat, his expression unreadable. I'm afraid I have some bad news, Eric. The academic's first report on blockage disease is...
Professor Barracks bursts into the room, his eyes wild with a mixture of fear and desperation. Eric's sister steps aside, revealing a figure Eric never expected to see again. It's Sean, Eric's rival from the academy. The air is thick with tension as Sean's eyes lock onto Eric's. He's been searching for him. But why? What does Sean want now? The stakes just got higher. The question is, what's Sean willing to do to get it? Hey, Eric.
The masked magician's cackling laughter echoes through the darkened alley as Kaido's eyes gleam with unhinged intensity, his voice dripping with venom, fueling an impending showdown. Eric's mind reels as his rival Sean's unexpected return threatens to upend everything he thought he knew, forcing him to confront the darkest corners of his own ambition and loyalty. Professor Barracks' frantic entry and the shocking revelation that Sean is still very much alive leave Eric's already tenuous world on the brink of complete collapse.
Chapter The Nest 1B here. Guo. Ayatnose and his team are crawling through a scorching hot cave. The air is thick with heat, and the ground beneath their feet is slick with magma. Ayatnose's eyes are fixed on a narrow crevice, his fingers extended to feel the air for any sign of danger. Suddenly, he freezes. His hands won't stop moving. He checks the exit twice. His teammates are about to follow, but Ayatnose holds them back. Danger ahead. Ayatnose knows this place like the back of his hand. He spent countless hours studying the layout, searching for the perfect vantage point to survey the entire area. And that's not even the worst part. What's waiting for them in the darkness? He'll definitely be here. Garbage. How do I tell the higher-ups about this?
Ayatnose takes a deep breath and tries to compose himself. He's not gonna let Elric get under his skin. He launches into his explanation, trying to sound confident and persuasive. But Elric is not having it. He's dismissive, condescending, and it's clear that he's not impressed.
I applaud you for your insight and discernment. It's hard to believe that student thought of something like this. But doesn't this have absolutely no evidence behind it, and is just a guess?
Ayatnose's face heats up as Elric mocks him. He knows he's right, he's not just guessing. But Elric's not listening. He's too busy enjoying the moment, enjoying the power trip. Ayatnose's anger spikes. Ayatnose makes a desperate bet, staking everything on his talent as Elric watches him with a glint in his eye. Their rivalry reaching a boiling point in a high-stakes gamble. Ayatno's pride is shattered as Elric's condescending smile grinds him into the dirt, stripping away his confidence and leaving him feeling humiliated and broken. The fate of Ayatno's exploration team hangs precariously in the balance as Elric's relentless push forces him to the brink, the weight of his bet looming over him like a sword of Damocles, ready to strike.
Chapter, aren't you angry? My ear is about to fall off. Keep it down. Fine, they said that they were not gonna hold me back. Hey, it was getting interesting if you take that. What if you can't find it? If your predictions are wrong, your family heirloom is going. That pendant which is only passed down to the head of the Melvin Gurfami, well, it's not like that guy hasn't wanted the pendant for him, thanks. Ash, you know it's over for me too if we can't find the Ness. What? If he dared to covet the Melvin Gur family heirloom. Amidst the tranquil waters of River Moor, a storm brews. Yuno's Academy's disciplinary committee is about to unleash a maelstrom upon a young viscount, but it's his defiance that ignites the flames. You think you're worthy of insulting me, ahead of the esteemed Duke family? He spits, eyes ablaze with a fierce intensity that borders on chaos. Lord Elwyn stands tall, his voice echoing in the dimly lit courtroom as he interrogates the accused, his eyes blazing with a fierce determination. So I punished him according to the laws of the Empire. Is there a problem with that? The words hang in the air like a challenge, daring anyone to defy his authority. Magician Sung Jin-hyuk's life is turned upside down when he discovers the dark secret behind his talent-swallowing abilities, a power that absorbs the unique talents of others. With a mysterious voice offering cryptic guidance, Jin-hyuk embarks on a perilous journey to unravel the truth behind his cursed existence. His destination: the organization known only as the Eaters, who possess the key to his twisted fate. As the madman's words echoed, Elian's eyes blazed with a fierce determination. He'd finally acquired the Gehenna Breath, a gourd containing hellfire that would reduce targets to ashes.
The mysterious hash emerges, a woman linked to Melvin Gare's family, sending shockwaves through the stunned magician Sung Jin-hyuk as he struggles to comprehend her true intentions. Arya's carefree demeanor shatters into a million pieces as she faces off against her troubled past, forced to confront the dark secrets and painful memories that have haunted her for so long, her heart heavy with the weight of her choices. Eric's eyes blaze with a maddening fury as the hooded figure's words cut deep, their past injustice festering like an open wound, threatening to ignite a maelstrom of vengeance that will leave nothing but destruction in its wake.
Sean, do you mind opening a wide hole right there? Leave it to me. In a world where magic was the ultimate currency, Eun-suk's talent-swallowing abilities made him the most sought-after magician. With a single glance, he could devour a person's skills and strengths, rendering them useless. His powers were coveted by the ruthless tycoon, Jin Ki, who would stop at nothing to claim Eun-suk's abilities for himself. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse, Eun-suk, your talent-swallowing magic, in exchange for immortality. What? How? If it that big, it possible that a dragon... What? It... So much mana. Oh. Wait, what's happening now? The others are open the door, but Elric's like, Sure, I understand. But we all know he's not letting them get away with this. So, when we try to open the door, get away from it, and first, we need a way to break the seas first. Sean, do you have was any texts this? About breaking the seas? That's some crazy stuff right there. And Elric's not even trying to hide it anymore. He's got the others in line, but what's Sean's involvement here? Be sure to not take any independent actions from now on. We don't know what might happen if... The door creaks open, unleashing a maelstrom of golden digits that rip through the air, as Elric desperately shouts for his friends to block the incoming onslaught. Elric's grip on reality begins to slip as his arm is mercilessly torn apart, leaving him gasping in agony, his bond with his friends hanging precariously by a thread. The cryptic test problem remains unsolved,
and Elric's fate hangs in the balance as the golden digits continue to ravage the city, threatening to consume everything in their path. And that's not even the worst part. Sean's face sets in a determined expression, his eyes locked on River as they continue to channel their power. Eric rushes to River's side, his eyes wide with concern. River's voice grows weak, their power beginning to wane. Sean, haste! Any more is difficult.
What are you pondering so deeply about? The words cut through the silence, and Sean's eyes snap towards Eric, a look of surprise on his face. Eric just smirks, his eyes glinting with amusement. His hands are still moving, as if he's solving a complex puzzle.
Sean's voice is filled with a sense of desperation as he realizes what's happening. River's eyes are wide with excitement, and his voice is filled with a sense of wonder. Eric's face is a mask of calm, but his eyes betray his true emotions.
Help!
Fire. The key action or twist of this chapter is Junwoo's impulsive intervention unleashes a maelstrom of magical energy as Li Yunfan desperately attempts to save the mystical dragon's soul. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost, are Sean's trust in his friends is shattered as he realizes Eric's true intentions, his faith in their bond now hanging precariously by a thread. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved going forward, is the mystical dragon's plea for help hangs in the air, its fate and the fate of the group hanging precariously in the balance as River's voice rises in a desperate cry. Chapter Talent Small Ma. Zhong Petit together, Eric. This is a test too. Just find its nest and avoid the dragon to survive. But why is it staying still? What comes next changes everything. Sean's eyes are wide, and his voice is a faint whisper. Eric's ears strain to catch the words, but they're drowned out by the chaos. The room is spinning, and Eric's head is reeling. The lines on the walls are like spiderwebs, blurring together in a maddening dance. What? Eric's eyes lock onto Sean's, and he knows his friend's trying to tell him something. What is it? Eric's instincts scream at him to act, but his brain is frozen in shock. He's seen it before. The way Sean's eyes lock onto something, the way his entire demeanor changes.
Eric's mind is racing. He's seen the way Sean's eyes move, the way he tracks the invisible paths of magic. It's like he's reading a map, but Eric's not sure what he's looking at. The lines on the wall are like a puzzle, and Sean's the only one who can see the solution.
It's not my imagination.
Eric's instincts scream at him to act, but his brain is frozen in shock as Sean's eyes lock onto something unseen, his entire demeanor changing like a map unfolding in his mind. Eric's trust in Sean is shaken to its core, the lines blurring between their bond as a mentor and student, leaving him reeling from the loss of control and the uncertainty of Sean's intentions. The real problem is already in motion, Sean's hands dancing with an otherworldly energy as he conjures a dark and ancient power, the air thick with an electric tension that threatens to unleash chaos. Chapter. Seems like they can leave. Huffdify alive. Airy it that guy fault for having such weak legs where you blah. Anyway, shall they can leave? Mon that I think about it. There were traces of damage atop the dragon's lair. Were there? Huh? That? What? The Spartoi are coming over. Ein run. Where? Aren't to? Anastine just run. Then, freaking off, Eric spits out the words, his face inches from the strangers. The guy doesn't react, but Eric can see the anger simmering beneath the surface.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The air is thick with tension as Eric and the stranger engage in a silent standoff. Eric's fists are clenched, ready to strike. I said, let's be friends. Freaking off. The stranger's voice is cold, detached. Eric's eyes flash with anger, but he holds his ground.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The stranger's words hang in the air, taunting Eric. He's not sure what to do next, but he knows he can't back down now.
Eric's grip on reality is tenuous at best. He's thinking about using magic, but it might not be enough. He's considering his options, weighing the risks. The weak guy's words are echoing in his head, making him question his abilities.
I don't know.
Eric's voice is firm, his tone clear. He's warning this guy that his presence is hindering progress. He's not going to let his friend's ego ruin their chances of escape. Eric's frustration boils over. He's had enough of being stuck in this desperate situation. His hands won't stop moving, checking the exit twice. He's not going to give up. He's going to find a way out no matter what. His mind is racing with his father's disappointment if he fails. The thought is crushing him. He's thinking about his father's potential reaction.
Eric's desperate words of encouragement to the weak guy are answered by an unexpected figure emerging from the shadows, altering the course of their escape forever. Eric's frustration boils over as he realizes his friend's presence is a crushing weight, weighing down their chances of survival, threatening to shatter his already fragile resolve. The weak guy's fate hangs precariously in the balance as Eric's eyes clash with that of the newcomer, leaving their future, and the very survival of their group, hanging precariously by a thread.
And that's not even the worst part. What if he can't control it? He's reached the final moment of truth. The artifact's power is surging, and he's feeling the rush. His body is electrified, and his eyes are locked onto the artifact. He's taking a deep breath, and his heart is pounding. He's ready to face the consequences of his actions.
Z.
And will he emerge victorious, or will it all come crashing down? The protagonist's body language screams desperation. His eyes are wide, and his hands are shaking. He's on the brink of a decision that could cost him his lifespan. This amount of mana, an 8th circle sage? No, even higher. Kale. What? He's the one who killed the dragon. Jean is desperate. He's been sealed for 1,000 years with a demon king named Mephistopheles. His lifespan is at risk. Jean needs to break the seal and take over the world.
The one who will free me from this tiresome seal.
Jin's goal is clear. His obstacle is Mephistopheles, who has been imprisoned alongside him. Jean must find a way to overcome the Demon King's power. He takes a deep breath and makes a decision. Jean speaks directly. Let us take over the world, human. But with the vessel's strength growing by the minute, Small Ma's recklessness is bound to get her killed. She's playing with fire, and she's about to get burned. What comes next changes everything.
The protagonist's memories flood back, and they see their family's faces. They remember the sacrifices their family made to keep the artifact out of the wrong hands. The protagonist's voice cracks as they remember the pain and the loss. They feel a deep sense of purpose, but also a sense of desperation. The protagonist knows they must press on, no matter the cost. They try to reach out to their family, but they're too far gone.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Small Ma's memories come flooding back, revealing the dark past that fuels her present actions, as she recalls her family's sacrifices and the debt she feels to avenge their deaths. The weight of Small Ma's burden grows exponentially as she grapples with the crushing guilt of her family's legacy, her sense of responsibility, and the immense pressure to prove herself worthy. The artifact's power surges through the protagonist's veins, but at a catastrophic cost. Their memories are shattered, leaving them on the brink of a devastating identity crisis, their entire sense of self in ruins.
As the world's most infamous talent-swallowing magician, Aiden Moon, gazed into the mirror, his reflection was anything but ordinary. The swirling vortex of his left eye hinted at the darkness brewing within, a darkness that only grew stronger with each talent he devoured. His fingers danced with an otherworldly energy, leaving faint trails of smoke as he whispered a single, ominous word: more. In a world where magic fueled the strongest, the boy known as Iamuk revealed his true intentions: to swallow talents rather than wield them. According to the ancient arrangements, the first demon would be his target.
In the scorching deserts of the Azur Empire, where the sun devoured everything in its path. A young man named Hyrule stumbled upon an ancient scroll, one that whispered secrets of the long-lost art of talent swallowing. The mysterious technique promised to devour the abilities of others, making the consumer stronger with each passing day. Hyrule's eyes widened as he unraveled the cryptic text, his mind racing with the endless possibilities. In a world where magic is the ultimate currency, year-old Juno Kim has an uncanny ability, the power to devour and absorb the talents of others, making him a dark horse among his peers.
Magician Quan Eric, a genius known for devouring and mastering magical abilities, had just been betrayed by his best friend, Sean. The betrayal stung, especially since Eric had sworn to keep Sean's secret, a crucial one that could change the course of their world. The mention of the Nest, a mysterious organization controlling the flow of magical powers, left a burning question in Eric's mind. What's lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike? The world of magic teeters on a thin line as disputes arise over the discovery of a long-abandoned dragon's nest, its ownership legally claimed by the cunning magician who stumbled upon it. The old geezer's words hang in the air, a challenge to the protagonist. He's not gonna back down, not now. He's got this. His fists are already clenched, ready for action. His eyes flash with determination. His voice drops to a growl. I'll take my chances. I'm not going anywhere.
TM Pertai.
The protagonist's determination is clear, but the old geezer isn't backing down. She's got this. Her voice rings out a cold declaration. You're not going anywhere. I've got a hold of you now, and you're not getting away. The Nestor family is blocking off the hospital entrance. Their spokesperson, Carl Donitz, steps forward, his expression cold and unforgiving. The protagonist squares off against Carl Donitz, his fists clenched, eyes blazing with determination as he challenges the Nestors to move, the air thick with tension and unresolved power. The protagonist's defiance ignites a fire within him, a sense of purpose and conviction that gives him the strength to stand up to the Nestor family, but also puts him in their crosshairs, a target waiting to be hit. Donut's eyes glint with power, his hand raised, as the protagonist holds his ground, the outcome hanging precariously in the balance, the world teetering on the edge of chaos, and the protagonist's fate hanging by a thread. My name is one that the almighty demon god bestowed upon me, the Demon King declares, its voice like a cold breeze. You! Jean growls, feeling a surge of anger. I swear I will rip you into 1,000 pieces. But the Demon King just laughs, its voice echoing in Jin's mind. Years.
You.
Jin's eyes flash with determination, but his words are laced with desperation. What's going on? I've waited for 1,000 years, the Demon King says, its voice dripping with malice. But my mana was stolen by someone like you. Jin's face twists in anger. Who is this Dragon King? You're the one who's been controlling me? Jin demands. The Demon King's eyes flash with fury.
But my mana was stolen by someone like that.
Jin's grip on the pendant tightens. He has to understand the extent of his newfound powers. What happens if he can control them? And that's not even the worst part. The real question is, what will happen when he meets the Demon King again? What an absolute score of all scores. Get ready, Demon King, but before that, you should answer when an adult asks you question. You're Mo. The Demon King is take over the protagonist's body, but the protagonist is still in control, refusing to give up. The world is in chaos, and the stakes are higher than ever. The protagonist feels a surge of energy as he taps into the dragon's heart. He's finally found the key to unlocking its power. The world around him starts to change. The air is filled with the scent of flowers, and the smooth wind whispers secrets in his ear. He can see and feel everything,
like nothing is holding him back. The protagonist's mind is racing with possibilities as he realizes the true potential of the dragon's heart. If his suspicions are correct, this could be the turning point in the battle against the Demon King.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The protagonist's desperation grows as he searches for a way to tap into the dragon's heart.
The protagonist's desperation reaches a boiling point as he taps into the dragon's heart, unleashing a maelstrom of energy that threatens to consume him whole, forever changing the world around him. The Demon King's relentless pursuit has taken a devastating toll on the protagonist, leaving him battered, broken, and fighting a losing battle against the dark forces that seek to claim his very soul. The true horror of the Demon King's plan is only just beginning to unfold, as the protagonist stumbles into a trap of unimaginable terror, his very existence hanging precariously in the balance as the Demon King closes in for the kill.
Chapter on H-Bay. Chu, is it true that student Elric Melvin Gurr is in a coma? What a more detailed announcement will be made in the Magic Tower, Brian. Hama's frustration boils over as she watches Elric Melvin Gurr, also known as Eric, seemingly take charge of the situation. Young Master Dorian appears, his voice calm but laced with a warning. Hama's eyes narrow, her face set in a determined line. Ivy, stop. You're wrong. Brian. The tension is palpable as Hama and young Master Dorian engage in a heated discussion. Hama's body language screams frustration, her words a sharp rebuke to young Master Dorian's cautious approach. Sister catches on to things very quickly. I have to send he. WWH, really? So done bother the doctors and head back. Shem, my brother. To resume our conversation, what happened to the nest excava the nest? Ah, I forgot this, which was a dragon fanatic. It wasn't taken by anyone else, right? That, in the shadowy alleyways of the capital, a sinister plot unfolded. Unsuk, the renowned talent-swallowing magician, lay motionless on the cold stone floor, his magical abilities suppressed by an unknown force. But his captors were in a rush, knowing that if he regained consciousness, the consequences would be catastrophic, a perfect opportunity for mercenary Kale to step in, with his skills uniquely suited to take down Unsuk without waking him. In a world where magic is everything, Yunwa's life is turned upside down when he discovers he's the reincarnation of the legendary talent-swallowing magician, capable of absorbing and mastering any skill he's seen.
A dark force suppresses Unsuk's magical abilities, leaving his fate hanging in the balance as a sinister plot unfolds in the shadows of the capital. Yunwa's discovery of his true identity as the reincarnation of the legendary talent-swallowing magician comes at a steep emotional cost, forcing him to confront his newfound responsibilities and the weight of his predecessor's expectations. The final scene leaves Hama's fate hanging precariously, her actions exacting a terrible price as young Master's eyes widen in shock and worry, a chilling portent of the devastation to come.
Chapter finally, the first step. I finally on the starting line. Kochu, you can only magic even with mere jump. Are you performing TR? The magic user's magic is getting stronger, but it's also getting more unstable. He's not sure if he can control it. The critic is watching, waiting for that one moment when the magic user's powers will get the better of him. Justine is intervene, but the magic user won't listen.
Magic overflow. Critical threshold breached.
The magic user's powers are building up to a critical point. He's not sure if he can contain them. The critic is ready to pounce, and Justine is stop him. What happens next will change everything. The magic user is on the verge of a breakthrough, but he's also on the verge of disaster. And that's not even the worst part. What comes next changes everything. Then I will devour him. Now, get on your knees and beg me to accept you as my disciple, you ignorant Melvin Gurr. Oh, for freaking sake. Forget it. Look here, a juicy. Plus.
There a limit to how much why done you know you won get garbage if you keep playing hard to Hugh? What? You.
The key action or twist of this chapter. Brian, fueled by rage and desperation, unleashes a maelstrom of magic that threatens to consume everything in its path, pushing his powers to the very limit. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost. Brian's fragile ego is brutally shattered by the critic's harsh words, exposing his deep-seated insecurities and casting a dark shadow over his fragile sense of self-worth. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved. Brian's unbridled magic continues to rage out of control, with Chu's ominous warning hanging in the air like a ticking time bomb, leaving the fate of those around him perilously uncertain.
Chapter Talent Small Ma. Q, ugh. Why did I order him to do that? Garbage. Just tread lightly. I don't want to see that either, okay? If you think you'll submit with just this? Me, the one who endured, I will be generous and forgive you if you admit you were row the next day. It should be time for him to ask me to teach. And the next day, C11, what's wrong with me? Was going to teach him anyway, so should I just pretend to ha PFT? No, I am the Demon King Mephistopheles. There is no way I would ever submit to a mere human. Why am I acting like his dog? Q's confused. Where's the black magic? He's written everything, and the seal still hasn't budged. The small Ma's words are laced with a hint of curiosity. Q's eyes narrow, and his hands clench into fists.
Can't see any signs of the black magic. Q's confused, where's the black magic? He's written everything, and the seal still hasn't budged. The small Ma's words are laced with a hint of curiosity. Q's eyes narrow, and his hands clench into fists. Can't see any signs of the black magic. The small Ma's face is a picture of confusion, and Q's about to explode. He's furious, the small Ma's words are meaningless.
But the small Ma's words leave Q with more questions than answers. What does he need to do to understand this concept? And what's going to happen if he tries to master magic outside of battle? Q's mother tries to reason with him, but he's not listening. He's too busy thinking about magic and how to perfect it. His mother's words are like water off a duck's back. Honey, I'm sorry, but you're not understanding the situation. Your father's illness had been getting worse, and mother, who had been taking care of us, suddenly collapsed. Father shared the remaining vitality he had left with her, and they passed away together. Q's world comes crashing down around him. Then where? Let go, Mephisto. Where? Small Ma wants to head to the Yeti's habitat, but Q warns him about the dangers of the highlands. He's thinking of a safer route, but Small Ma is convinced that he's right. His hands won't stop moving as he plans the journey. He checks the exit twice, and his eyes dart back to the map. The Yeti's lair is supposed to be a treasure trove of magical artifacts, and Small Ma won't let fear hold him back.
Not again with this Yeti nonsense.
And that's not even the worst part. What's really holding them back might be Q's own doubts.
Q's resolve is ignited as he stands up to his mother, his eyes blazing with determination, his voice echoing with defiance. I'll become stronger, not just for myself, but to prove you wrong. Q's emotional turmoil reaches a boiling point as he grapples with his own self-doubt, the pressure to live up to his family's expectations weighing heavily on his shoulders, his heart torn apart by conflicting desires. The darkness closes in around Q and Small Ma as they venture deeper into the unknown, their footsteps echoing through the mountains, the wind whispering ominous warnings, their destination shrouded in treacherous uncertainty.
Chapter Talent Small Ma. MF yeah. Yeah, since it deba problem if my identity is revealed. I'll have dampen. Nan ol me. Your. Ida. The group's about to depart, and our protagonists in a tight spot. They need to change their appearance to keep their identity hidden. They can't afford to be seen, or everything's ruined. What blocks them is the need to blend in with the group, but they don't have a disguise, and the people here are already suspicious. Wow! Someone new seems to have arrived. The protagonist spots a herbalist named Hal, and they think they can use him as a cover. The protagonist tries to reason with Ming, but he's not having it. Ming's getting more and more agitated, and the situation is about to escalate. The protagonist needs to think fast. What's the cost of not finding a solution? You're going to regret this, you know that? The protagonist comes up with a plan. They'll tell Ming a story to calm him down. But what's the story, and will it work? I'll tell you on the way, if that's okay with you. The protagonist is desperate to keep their identity hidden, but Ming Man's non-stop talking is making it hard. Ming Man's hand drops, his fingers unclenching as he realizes the danger. The young miss seizes the opportunity, her voice firm and resolute. Leaf's eyes never leave Ming Man, her gaze steady and unyielding. She wants to keep the young miss safe at any cost. Ming Man's eyes dart around the room, searching for an escape. Leaf's voice cuts through the air. A warning to Ming Man, everybody run. Ming Man's face contorts in a mixture of fear and anger. He knows he's trapped. Lower it.
Leaf's gaze slices through Ming Man, her eyes burning with an unyielding intensity as she silences his words, foiling his attempt to expose the young Miss's true identity in the midst of chaos. The young Miss's desperate cry for protection has been answered, but at what cost? She must now live with the weight of Leaf's unyielding loyalty, forever tied to her mysterious protector. Ming Man's shaken composure and Leaf's unwavering presence set the stage for a perilous confrontation, as the young Miss's secrets hang precariously in the balance, threatening to shatter the fragile peace.
Chapter Talent Small Ma. Everybody, run? What? TLA. E.T. protect the young miss. Sure. This reminds me of the nest. Conut. What about the others? 1HU. Pal Arg. Protect the young miss. Arya. Save me. Gur GH. Brian. This reminds me of the nest. What about the others? 1HU. Pal Arg.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
And that's not even the worst part. The silhouette waiting in the dark is someone who should be dead. Young Miss is getting scared. Arya. TSK. I heard that, yet the Crimson Eyes tribe usually travel in packs often. What comes next changes everything. The real problem is already in motion.
Yet, is usually travel in packs often.
Connor's magic is intense, but the Yetis are relentless. They regroup and charge forward again. Connor's sweat is visible on his face. He's getting tired. He knows he can't keep this up for much longer. Connor unleashes a devastating blast of magic, striking one Yeti with incredible force.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
What comes next changes everything. Connor looks around and sees only one Yeti left. He takes a moment to catch his breath. His eyes narrow as he focuses on the remaining Yeti. Connor charges forward, his staff glowing with magical energy. The Yeti lets out a deafening roar as Connor unleashes a binding spell. The creature is caught, unable to move. I've got this one. The real problem is already in motion. The battle rages on, with Connor unleashing a devastating blast of magic, striking the largest Yeti with incredible force, sending it stumbling backward in a cloud of debris and chaos erupts. Young Miss Arya's heart is shattered as she witnesses Connor's exhaustion. His sweat-drenched face a grim reminder that the cost of his bravery may be higher than she ever imagined, her faith in him shaken. Connor's eyes lock onto the last remaining Yeti, his staff crackling with energy as he prepares to deliver the final blow. But just as he charges forward, a faint cry echoes through the air, a voice he thought he'd never hear again.
Then shall we talk some?
He squeezes through the opening, his heart racing with anticipation. He finds himself in a cramped, but he knows he's got to keep moving. The captives are counting on him. Mr. moves swiftly through the ductwork, his senses on high alert. He finally reaches the end of the shaft and drops down into a hidden room. He looks around, his eyes adjusting to the dim light. Below this cliff, there's a house. Holy crap, there really is one.
Mr. bursts into the hidden room, his eyes locked onto the chief, while Sonora's gaze seems to hold a mixture of fear and anticipation. The air thick with tension and unspoken expectations. Melvin Gare's fierce determination ignites within him as his ancestor's voice echoes in his mind, urging him to prove his skills, but at a terrible cost. His very sanity begins to fray under the pressure. As Brian's eyes blur and his heart pounds, he's poised at the edge of the cliff, his hands clenching and unclenching with a reckless fervor, threatening to plunge him into the dark, treacherous depths below.
Chapter Talent Small Ma. NG Ian, with my current skills, it reckless. However, if I back down here, I will not be able to take a single STE also, since my ancestor wants to see the skills of his des. What are you crazy freaking? Coop really gonna AA? Garbage STRG Gerdo. Town Chal, Jung. John, I thought I was gonna die. MH. Kohuhuhuha? Uha uhu I plus he garbage, right? Kohuhuhu yeah. Anyway, panels. The protagonist's thoughts become a jumbled mess of prerequisites and requirements. He needs to digest the demons, time and time again, to unlock the true power of their family's magic. His hands move rapidly as he tries to organize his thoughts. He feels overwhelmed. His words become a blur as he tries to explain it to himself. He knows it's the only way to break the curse. His eyes lock onto the demon in front of him, and he takes a deep breath.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
In a world where magic was a birthright, Otto Hahn stood alone, a talent-swallowing magician, capable of harnessing the power of others. He'd inherited the Meerbinger family system, forged by one of the 5 esteemed ancestors in his lineage.
Otto Hahn's mind is thrown into chaos as he grapples with the weight of his family's legacy, the consequences of failure hanging precariously in the balance. The revelation of his ancestors' expectations has left Otto with a crushing sense of responsibility, his sense of identity and purpose hanging by a thread as he weighs the risks. The truth about Otto's family's true intentions and the secrets they've been hiding from him remains shrouded in mystery, fueling Otto's unease and anticipation for the unknown.
You've passed our test, but now you're standing at the edge of the unknown. Your family's assigned you to some mysterious task, and you're not sure what it is or what the consequences will be. This is your last chance to back out. But what if it's the opportunity of a lifetime? Your life, as you know it, may disappear if you take this step. The choice is yours and yours alone.
Stop. This is madness.
This is my last chance to get out. I have to think about what's best for me, for my family.
How much stronger will he become if I gain that overwhelming MO guess? I'll find out. Unlock armament. You're not defeating but swallowing them. But what the hell Ami supposed to do? Gnaw at him. I'm on the edge. Our family's legacy is at stake. I've been forced into this unknown assignment, and my entire life may disappear if I fail. You, the administrator, are testing me, pushing me to my limits. I'm desperate to uncover the truth behind this mysterious task. What's the real purpose of this test? My hands won't stop moving. I'm trying to find a way out of this situation.
Stop. This is pointless.
The key action or twist of this chapter. Brian's body is screaming in agony as he struggles to survive the unknown force crushing him. Yet stats max out, unlocking a new skill that could be his lifeline. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost. Brian's family legacy hangs in the balance, weighed against his own life, leaving him with a desperate sense of purpose and determination to persevere. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved going forward. Brian's fate teeters on the edge as he's surrounded by elite warriors, with no clear escape, no magic to save him, and a new, mysterious power that may be his only hope. The city's greatest assassin just devoured their most prized talent, the magician himself. The magician's power is a game changer, a secret that could topple the city's delicate balance. DJ Inshi, the magician's last apprentice, feels the weight of their master's absence. His hands won't stop moving, a clear sign of his anxiety. What happens when the city's top killer swallows the one person who can control the magician's power?
Stop. You're wrong.
And that's not even the worst part. The city's ruler may see this as a chance to exploit the magician's talent, but at what cost to the people? DJ Inshi's eyes dart everywhere, his heart racing with every possibility.
DJ Inshi's eyes flash with determination as he makes his move. He knows the risk is high, but he's willing to take it for his master's sake. He focuses his mana, calling upon the magician's power to surge through him. The air crackles with energy, and his body responds, muscles tensing as he prepares for the impact. The city's night guards are mere seconds away, but he's ready.
I'll extract more mana.
What comes next changes everything. Dijin Shi's body shudders with the effort, his mind screaming with the strain. He's never felt this level of power before. It's like a maelstrom, a tidal wave of energy that threatens to consume him. And that's when the mysterious voice chimes in, offering some cryptic advice. He's got to trust the process, but can he really afford to take that leap of faith? And that's not even the worst part.
DJ Inshi's body is ravaged by the surge of power, his muscles screaming in agony as he struggles to hold on. The true name of the Yet, cruelty, echoing ominously in his mind. The weight of his doubts and fears threatens to crush DJ Inshi, his control slipping away, leaving him vulnerable and exposed. His entire world turned upside down by the emergence of a new, unseen danger. The magician is closing in, their true nature and intentions shrouded in mystery, leaving DJ Inshi on edge, his eyes scanning the area in desperation, searching for any sign of the threat that's about to consume him.
Chapter Aremi. Huff, 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 huff. What just happened? Through Gait and looks of it, that the assignment was activa tang since your pendant was G. Wasn't easy because I rushed while believing in the seal too much. I mused, could that be cruelty? You that? No matter what kind of humiliation you put me through, I thought I'd just ask. But you're so serious. MPH above all, the seal of original sin is a Demon King seal. Oh, Rai Mephi, you said UK. Ha ha, Tohan Merbinger, I knew you were crazy. But he dares to make the likes of you catch the entity who I so about that. The figure's words cut through Arimi's defenses. Raise your achievement. Arimi's eyes widen as they realize the truth. Seals can be divided into common, advanced, precious, unique, and mythic ranks based on their rarity. The figure delivers the final blow. The seal of cruelty is precious. It's definitely not a low rank. However, your achievement level is a mere star. Arimi's face falls, and they're on the brink of despair. The figure's words are a death sentence. Therefore, you must either raise your achievement level to star or promote your rank to unique. Arimi's eyes widen in horror as they realize the magnitude of their failure. My achievement level is only star, and that's not even the worst part. The stakes rise. Every second matters.
A woman emerges from the ice mountain, her mysterious powers sending shockwaves through Arimi's world as they're left reeling in the face of the unknown. Arimi's desperation spikes as they cling to the pendant, a tenuous lifeline to a long-forgotten past. Their heart now a battleground of hope and heartbreak. The Ice Mountain King's true intentions hang precariously in the balance, leaving Remi and Brian on the edge of a catastrophic reckoning, the outcome hanging by a thread of uncertainty.
Chapter What's more important right now is swallowing the Ice Mountai, though still Momon Lu but you. Agent Wallowing Mag Jai on Arch Dino Adaptation Young Gun Story Plus. Original Bread Edie. Dai! It hurts. It hurts so much head feels like going TS burst to butt. Neen slowly, getting closer little by little. As the mysterious darkness closed in, Li Rin's eyes snapped open to find himself face to face with the enigmatic woman who'd been haunting his dreams. The one whose name was etched on his deepest fears. Her breath danced across his skin, sending shivers down his spine as she whispered a single, chilling phrase. No, become her. Dr. Fisto's voice echoes in a world of darkness. Did. And that's not even the worst part. And even further, I tried to become a demon king. The stakes rise. Every second matters. Les and I had no choice but to taste the bitterness of defeat. Han Wu, the talent-swallowing magician, has consistently pushed his limits, never backing down from the impossible, and it pays off when he finally receives Mephistopheles' acknowledgement. Momon Lu is already experiencing the effects of swallowing the Ice Mountain King. His body is being rewritten at the molecular level. He's not in control anymore. The transformation is happening too fast. Momon Lu is consumed by the pain, but he can't stop it. He's being remade.
You will be reborn.
Momon Lu's body is being irrevocably rewritten, his molecular structure torn apart as he's engulfed by the Ice Mountain King's power, his very essence consumed by an unrelenting force. Han Wu's relentless pursuit of perfection has earned him a sacred title, but at what personal cost? His unyielding drive has left him isolated, fueling a deep-seated longing for human connection amidst his crushing ambition. The Ice Mountain King's wrath has left Momon Lu a shattered shell of his former self, his memories fragmented and distorted, his identity now nothing more than a distant echo of his former self.
Chapter just a little further, and I could have received Mephistoph. Agent Waxwing Magician Art Dino Adaptation Young Gun Story Plus. Original Bread ED Charge. Gah! OWH what? Save me, I didn't wanna die. Be calm yourselves. We are part of the... Brian's desperate to save himself. He's been captured by Agent Waxwing, and now he's begging for mercy. Brian falls to his knees, hands clasped together, and his voice trembles as he speaks. Please have mercy. I'll do anything. Just spare my life. Your life means nothing to me, insignificant magician. Agent Waxwing, aka Dorian, sneers at Brian. He's been defeated, but not broken.
You humans already have everything that you could possibly want. Are you saying that you won't allow us to have any of it? Brian's eyes widen in shock, his mind reeling from the villain's words.
You're the one who's been leading your people to ruin. Your arrogance is their downfall. Mephistopheles is consumed by his own darkness. Mephistopheles is on the brink of collapse, but he refuses to give up. Young Gun is running out of time, and Mephistopheles knows it. In a desperate bid to turn the tables, Young Gun tries to appeal to whatever humanity is left in Mephistopheles. But it's too late. Mephistopheles is lost forever.
I done.
In the world of magic, a young apprentice named Minho stumbles upon a mysterious technique to devour and inherit the magical abilities of others, becoming the renowned talent-swallowing magician. His rare gift sparks a whirlwind of intrigue as he's approached by the enigmatic sage, who reveals a cryptic prophecy. The one who swallows the most talents shall be the one to save the world or destroy it. He grits his teeth as the enormity of his opponent's power crashes down on him. The king of the Ice Mountain, a behemoth of a Yeti warrior.
Mephistopheles' body is consumed by an inky darkness as Kale's eyes blaze with an otherworldly fervor, devouring the demon's magic in a ferocious bid for power that will change everything forever. Young Gun's heart is heavy with the weight of Mephistopheles' desperation, her eyes filled with a mix of sadness and trepidation as she watches her beloved mentor on the brink of collapse, his life hanging precariously in the balance. The very fabric of their world is torn apart as the real problem is already in motion. Mephistopheles oblivious to the danger lurking just beyond the shadows, waiting to strike down the unsuspecting talent-swallowing magician.
The city gates are rubble. The descendant, Brian, bursts in, his eyes locked on the warrior, Arma, who's lost an arm. Brian's got a score to settle, and he's not going to let Arma get away. His arms are tense, his fists clenched. He's been waiting for this moment for years. Every step he takes is driven by a burning need for revenge. The air is electric with tension. Arma looks up, a glimmer of recognition in his eyes. Brian's ready to unleash hell. Brian readies himself for the next move. He's been here before, and he knows the outcome. He can see the anger and the hurt in Rex's eyes, the desperation to survive. The king's enormous ice mountain looms in the background, a reminder of the power that lies within. The descendant's determination is unwavering. He will see this battle through to the end. The warrior's anger and hurt are still palpable, but Brian knows that he must push through, for the sake of the people and the sacrifices they've made.
You had your chance. Now kneel.
The battle reaches its final moments. The two warriors exchange one last blow, and the outcome is decided. The warrior drops to his knees, his arm shattered beyond repair. What comes next will change everything. The descendant stands victorious, his power still surging through the air. Amidst the scorching desert, where sandstorms raged like a tempestuous sea, a lone figure emerged, Rion, the enigmatic talent swallowing magician. His eyes blazed with an inner fire as he devoured the swirling sands, unraveling the hidden secrets within. Every fleeting thought, every whispered rumor, was consumed by his insatiable hunger for knowledge, forging him into an instrument of unparalleled power. The enigmatic Magister Aaron finally unleashes his full fury, swallowing an unprecedented talents in a single explosive blast. His eyes blaze with an otherworldly intensity as he summons an army of spectral assassins to decimate the unsuspecting opponent.
Jin's desperation boils over as he summons an army of spectral assassins to decimate Rex, the relentless warrior who refuses to back down, unleashing a desperate gamble in the heart of the battlefield. Jin's determination costs him dearly, his power now waning as the exhaustion takes its toll, leaving him vulnerable to the enemy's relentless assault, his future hanging precariously in the balance. Rex's blade hangs poised over Jin, the warrior's face twisted in a snarl of triumph, as the dark landscape behind him seems to grow darker, the shadows gathering like an ominous storm.
Ammerbinger's eyes narrow, and he glances around the room, searching for a way out. The answer is already too late. Ammerbinger's predicament is about to get worse. Ammerbinger's face is a picture of shock and disgust. "You've got to be kidding me," he says, his eyes fixed on the chick. Ammerbinger's face turns serious. "That it? You never met her again? Why in the world would Dash?" The chick shrugs. "Meet." Ammerbinger's eyes widen in anger. "You never even met her again? That's not how you treat someone you care about." The chick's grin falters, and for a moment, Ammerbinger sees a glimmer of sadness in his eyes. Ammerbinger's face is a picture of confusion. "Oh, I see. What?" The chick's eyes seem to focus on something beyond Ammerbinger's head. Her voice is a soft, melodic whisper. "And, thank you." Ammerbinger's eyes widen, his face a mixture of shock and confusion. "What?"
Ammerbinger's eyes widen in shock as the chick's words crush him, ripping away a long-held secret, leaving him gasping for air. Ammerbinger's heart is shattered, his trust broken, as the truth about his past is revealed, leaving him questioning everything he thought he knew about himself and those around him. The chick's whispered "thank you" hangs in the air, her eyes fixed on Ammerbinger, as he stumbles to comprehend the depth of her betrayal, his world on the brink of collapse.
Camellia flower? And that's when you hear the sound of winter. The ground freezes. The trees wither. And you realize that you're not the only one searching for the goof camellia.
AEG Yo's long-awaited exemption has finally been approved, but it comes with a peculiar condition. He's allowed to perform for 4 days straight without any repercussions. What exactly does the council expect to happen during this brief window? Ijiyo's silence speaks volumes, his eyes locked onto the contract as if daring the universe to intervene. The fate of his freedom hangs precariously in the balance.
Within the realm of Illyria, a young man's fate intertwines with shards of godly power. Aruin, the talent-swallowing magician, devours seals imbued with the essence of deities, rivaling the strength of his progenitor. He senses a discrepancy. Why would the god of Camellia crave a thrice crystal, a gemstone rumored to rival the potency of the seal of cruelty, which Aruin has already consumed? The protagonist reflects on his growth, realizing that he's become stronger due to the seals he's swallowed. He now feels invincible, but a hint of desperation lingers in his heart. He senses that he's being pulled into a larger world, one that he's not yet prepared for.
What?
As the voice of chaos erupts within him, Kale's eyes burn with an unquenchable fire, the weight of the Ice Mountain King's duty settling heavy on his shoulders like a shackle. The memories of countless Yeti corpses still linger, yet the unease festers, a constant reminder that his own mortality is forever tangled with his role as a talent-swallowing magician. The enigmatic magician, Hyun-woo, spits out a sharp retort, his eyes blazing with a fiery intensity. Calm down. I'm not the Ice Mountain King. I have no right to feel sympathy for the Yeti. His words hang in the air like a challenge, a silent warning to those who dare to cross him. The protagonist's fingers close in on the progenitor, his mind racing with a desperate plan to unlock the secrets of his past. As the fate of Raven's Peak hangs precariously in the balance, Jong-woo's relentless drive for the truth has come at a terrible cost. He's lost the innocence of his childhood, forever shrouded in the darkness of his own ambition, his heart now a battleground. The air is electric with anticipation as a new figure emerges from the shadows, their presence igniting a powder keg of danger and chaos. As Jong-woo's world teeters on the brink of catastrophic collapse. Chapter. Young miss, are you alright? Alright. Please don't worry about me. We don't know when young miss. Many people died because of the assassins chasing after him. Already been a month. We've been searching for the grav. Where in the world is it? Father, it was useless even with their magic tools. I couldn't find a single clue that would help in treating 3H. Do you know that there's a grave of the king that ruled T? Really? If it a king grave, TH. Don't waste your life and just keep drinking. I found out that the grave existed and even figured out where it may be. But
the assassin's hand shoots out, a cruel smile spreading across his face. We've been ordered to kill everyone who is related or has witnessed this event. No way, you. His words trail off as young Miss charges forward, her movements lightning fast. The assassin stumbles backward, his eyes widening in surprise. If only you had run, everyone would have been alive and lived their lives happily with their families. Young Mrs. words are laced with a hint of regret. Her eyes drop, and for a moment, her shoulders sag. But the assassin's next words cut through her emotions like a knife. It's because of me. Innocent people died for someone like me. Young Mrs. Rage fuels a desperate battle cry as she charges towards the assassin, her eyes blazing with a fierce determination that leaves him stumbling backward in terror. With her uncle's betrayal laid bare, young Miss is forced to grapple with the crushing weight of her own helplessness, her heart heavy with the loss of innocence and trust. As young Miss turns to her father, her voice laced with a mix of pleading and accusation, the darkness closing in around her like a suffocating shroud, the very fabric of her reality begins to unravel.
the hunt is on. Eric's mission to perfect his skills in the winter after his first assignment has just become a deadly game. He's being chased by assassins known as the Blue Wolves, and his life depends on staying one step ahead.
Your chance to escape is over.
Eric's breath comes in short bursts. He checks the exit twice. His hands won't stop moving. He knows every second counts. The Blue Wolves are closing in.
Eric's eyes scan the surroundings, searching for any sign of danger. He spots a figure emerging from the shadows, and his instincts scream at him to protect the child. Eric's instincts tell him to trust this kid, but his experience warns him to be cautious. He needs to get the child to safety, but the blue wolves are too close. Eric's eyes narrow as he assesses the situation, weighing his options.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Eric's jaw sets in determination, and he takes a step forward, ready to protect the child. The blue wolves are closing in, and he knows he's running out of time.
Arya's voice trembles as she addresses the talent-swallowing magician, her words hanging in the air like a challenge. See, what's wrong? They're staring at you like you're a puzzle they can't solve. Even the tie-back of my head hurts from their intensity. Say something, CE, or they'll devour you whole.
You should have stayed hidden. Eric's face sets in determination as he charges towards Paul. The blue wolves are mere steps behind, their blades flashing in the dim light. Eric knows he's taking a risk, but he has to trust his instincts. As he reaches Paul, he sees the master's eyes flicker towards the approaching assassins.
Eric's arms glow with intense magic as he summons a powerful shield, protecting the child from the charging blue wolves. But the assassin's leader, Paul, remains a looming threat. Eric's instincts as a protector have been ignited, but his actions have put him at odds with his past, forcing him to confront the consequences of his choices and the weight of his responsibilities. As Eric charges towards Paul, the blue wolves closing in, the outcome hangs in the balance, and it's unclear if Eric's determination will be enough to turn the tide or seal his own fate.
Stop staring, for goodness sake. Your hands begin to fidget. You check the exit twice, your anxiety spiking. Suddenly, one of them takes a step forward. Get back, now.
Helped us, he's still a complete stranger, it's too early to let TL. I thank our savior. Azura's Cascom, young miss. How could yo? No, you don't have to go that far.
I won't let you down. Kai Chen's face sets in a determined expression, his jaw clenched in resolve. He knows what he has to do. He turns to Ed and Brian, his voice low and urgent. He's making a plan, one that will either save them or get them killed. Kai, we need to get out of here, now. Before things escalate.
Tae-jun's eyes blazed with a fierce intensity as he confronted the arrogant noble, his voice dripping with venom. You think mocking me is entertainment? You're lucky I don't rip your tongue out. My silence is a calculated move, not a sign of weakness. As the blue wolves closed in, their roars deafening, Jin Woo's voice was laced with desperation. We can't keep this up. Uncle's strength is on a whole other level, but his uncle's response was unwavering. If I send you, you'll be able to swallow their talents, absorb their power, and turn the tide in our favor. Young Miss Azura's Cascom's desperate plea sparks an explosive confrontation. As strangers Amon and Kale clash over the fate of her people, their intentions hanging precariously in the balance. Kale's devastating loss and Azura's unyielding determination ignite a fire that burns deep within their souls, while Chen's composure cracks, revealing a hidden depth to his character, as his world is turned upside down. Chen's urgent question hangs in the air as the two strangers exchange a skeptical glance, but the real threat, Isabel, lurks in the shadows, her next move poised to shatter the fragile alliances and spark a catastrophic chain reaction. With a single, swift motion, Lyra consumed the swirling magical energies, her eyes flashing with an otherworldly glow. The rival magician's initial shock gave way to fury as Lyra effortlessly absorbed their attacks, her body humming with the absorbed talents. You think you can match me? She taunted, her voice dripping with confidence, as she unleashed a devastating combo that left the crowd gasping in awe. With a groan, Aswi collapsed onto the worn bed springs, his body protesting the non-stop journey that had brought them to their new home in a mere 2 days. Don's mind is racing with possibilities. What is the real reason behind this mission? He's got to get to the bottom of it. Stay subbed to Manwa with Hari, or you'll miss the climax. The young lady is here, in the carriage with Aswi. Don's not sure what to make of her. Is she a friend or foe? She's the one who's been keeping secrets, and Don's desperate to know what's going on.
Stop. You're wrong.
In a world where magic was as mundane as everyday life, he devoured the skills of others with a single whisper, becoming stronger with each stolen talent. The pressure is mounting, and Don's starting to lose his cool. The academic circles are breathing down his neck, and the press is having a field day. Asui's trying to reassure him, but Don's not buying it. He knows he's in a tight spot, but he's not going to back down.
Stop the excavation, it's a mistake.
Don's face twists in frustration, his eyes blazing with anger. He knows Asui's trying to protect him, but he's not sure if it's worth it. He's willing to take the risk, but he's also willing to take Asui down if he's not getting the truth. Hama. Ha.
Don's eyes lock onto Asui, and he sees a glimmer of deceit as Asui's words take on a sinister tone, revealing a shocking betrayal that will shatter Don's trust. The weight of Asui's treachery crushes Don, leaving him reeling from the loss of a trusted ally and the crumbling of his carefully built foundation of trust and loyalty. As the room descends into chaos, Don's heart racing with fear, Asui's true intentions remain shrouded in mystery, leaving Don vulnerable to the whims of a master manipulator with a hidden agenda.
Young miss, do you trust Rick? He saved us. He may not be Paul Well's subordinate, but I can't be sure, but we must prepare for the possibility. You're on the edge of your seat, and it's about to get even more intense. If you're not subscribed, you might miss the next thrilling moment. LL New York store. Run. Watch out, young miss. In the world of magic, rare individuals can devour the skills of others, making them the most feared and coveted magicians. Meet Kim Han, a young man possessing this extraordinary talent, with a price on his head and a mysterious past that threatens to upend his fragile existence. I done want to run. I done want to live such a shameful lie. I want to become like him.
The key action of this chapter is unfolding as Rick's powers surge to new heights, leaving innocent civilians in the crossfire and Kim Han racing against time to stop him. Kim Han's desperate attempt to claim Rick's powers comes at a great emotional cost, as he's forced to confront the devastating truth that his loved one is now consumed by a darker force that threatens to destroy everything they hold dear. The stakes are raised as Rick's newfound abilities continue to escalate, pitting him against an army of ruthless knights who will stop at nothing to eliminate Kim Han, leaving the fate of his loved one and the world hanging precariously in the balance.
Isabel's world is crumbling around her. She's desperate to negotiate with her uncle, Paul Well. But Paul has other plans. He's not just a ruthless businessman. He's a master manipulator who'll stop at nothing to eliminate Isabel. Eric, the quiet but determined ally, is caught in the crossfire. Together, they face a treacherous landscape where every decision is a matter of life and death. Isabel's grip on reality is already tenuous, and it's about to snap.
Stop. You're wrong.
And that's not even the worst part. The city is a war zone. Flames engulf the streets, and Isabel's life hangs in the balance. As the enraged mage, Riker, charged at him, Leanne stood firm, his voice like a razor's edge. "All of you, screw off," he snarled, his eyes blazing with frustration. "What's wrong with you? Still relying on close combat? Can't you see I'm the one who's been eating all your talent?" The protagonist's eyes narrow. They're not going to back down. They charge forward, determined to take down the leader. The leader sneers at them. "Is that all you got, cursed brat?" The outcome is far from certain, and the protagonist knows they have to give it their all.
The key action or twist of this chapter. Leanne's raw power surges to the forefront as he unleashes a brutal blow, crushing Riker to the ground, silencing the enraged mage's threats once and for all. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost.
They're running away. "Squad, come with me," As their name suggests, they're just like a pack of wolves. It'd be good if there was a trap. A trap, Pete. Rick? After you evacuate the citizens out of the plaza, tear this signal magic scroll. I'm going to wipe out Surge. You, magic circles sure are great for conserving mana. Stay away. You won't be howling a peaceful death, but your luck ends here. Formation. Agent Wallowing Magician.
The team's morale is dropping. They're starting to doubt their chances of success. But Rick refuses to give up. Pete orders his team to protect themselves with their aura and maintain the formation. It's a last-ditch effort to turn the tide of the battle. Protect your bodies with aura and maintain the formation, and that's not even the worst part. What comes next will change everything for Squad. In the mystical realm of magic, a young man named Jinwoo possesses a rare gift, the ability to absorb and master the skills of other magicians, known as talent swallowing. The team's morale is plummeting as they're mercilessly attacked by the ice poison, their auras faltering under the sinister spell's mind control, leaving them at the mercy of their opponents. Rick's unyielding determination to protect his team is put to the test as their lives hang in the balance, his resolve wavering under the crushing weight of failure, the specter of defeat looming large. Pete's desperate gamble to swallow the talent hangs precariously in the balance as his plan teeters on the brink of collapse, the very fate of his team dangling precariously, a maelstrom of chaos erupting all around them.
In a world where magical abilities are a matter of life and death, the Blue Wolves, once the proud swords of Lord Paul Whale, now cower in fear, their tails between their legs. But not young Gun, a talent-swallowing magician with an unparalleled ferocity. Run, he growls, his voice a battle cry that ignites the fire within. Set fire to the world and burn yourselves to ashes. If that's not enough, set yourselves ablaze and run. For the only way to reclaim your honor is to run until your feet are raw and bleeding. Kale's eyes widened as he gazed upon the talent-swallowing magician, Zorvith, unleashing an absurdly powerful spell. Captain Jin's voice dripped with anger as he towered over the young woman, his eyes blazing like stars in the night. This must be a joke, he spat, his words laced with venom. You're the whale heiress, and I'm here to escort you to Lord Paul, not for your amusement, but for your own safety. His massive frame seemed to vibrate with tension as he waited for her response. Within the midst of a battle against an army of demonic creatures, a young magician's life hangs in the balance, his body battered, his spirit trembling. Amidst the chaos, he whispers a desperate plea. Keep one of the Blue Wolves alive.
Young Gun's eyes widen in shock as a towering figure emerges from the mysterious voice, Paul Whale standing right in front of him, his presence a thunderclap in the quiet night air. Young Gun's world is shattered, his fragile grip on self-doubt and despair slipping as Paul's revelation ignites a maelstrom of emotions, forcing him to confront the weight of his family's legacy and his own destiny. The battle for Gun's soul hangs precariously in the balance as Paul's presence sets off a chain reaction of questions and threats, leaving Gun vulnerable to the whims of his family's dark past and the unknown intentions of Paul Whale.
He emerges from the shadows, a whirlwind of activity as he takes charge of the chaotic scene. Make A to treat the patients. The voices of the medical staff rise in urgency, but he's already in motion, directing them with swift efficiency. In the midst of the mayhem, a quiet murmur of concern echoes in his mind. Is it fine to reveal your identity like this? He seethes with a fire that refuses to be extinguished, his eyes blazing with an unyielding determination. He hates to lose. Riker's piercing gaze lashed out, slicing through the air as he shot back at the enigmatic figure. You shouldn't be leaving, not after all we've been through together. The danger's far from over, and I won't rest until the last of those monsters is vanquished. You owe me answers, not platitudes of gratitude. The air was charged with tension as Riker's voice hung, daring the mysterious caretaker to respond. Paul Wells, the man behind the scenes, is a master manipulator. Eric's actions are a pawn in his game of power. He's searching for a way to bring down the corrupt system, to find a cure for the Blue Lion's disease.
The stakes are higher than ever. Eric's life hangs in the balance. His blockage disease is a ticking time bomb, and every doctor he meets is holding back. Eric stumbles upon a cryptic message from the mysterious mage, but the words only raise more questions. The silence is deafening. What secrets is the mage keeping?
You shouldn't have looked.
The answer is already too late. Eric's world is about to be shattered by the truth. He needs to decide how far he's willing to go to uncover the truth, and what he's willing to sacrifice. The silence is oppressive. Eric's future hangs in the balance.
Eric Merbinger's desperation hits a boiling point as he's cornered by the corrupt Dean, who's willing to use Eric's condition to further his own sinister agenda, leaving Eric's future hanging by a thread. Eric's desperation is palpable, his blockage disease worsening by the day, every shred of hope slipping away, leaving him on the brink of collapse, his emotions in shambles, his trust shattered. The cryptic message from the mysterious mage hangs ominously in the air. A ticking time bomb waiting to unleash its secrets, a clue that could change everything, or forever seal Eric's fate in darkness.
Prelim study gave her the treatment for the blockage disease in Ka-Ko. Agent. Mag-Jai on Arch Dino adaptation. Young Gun original bread eat. You'll make me the headmaster? How are you planning on getting? All the preparations are already complete. All I need is have. How can you possibly pull off something that even we couldn't? Believe us, it looks you either. Dean. I believe you. What is it you want? It. Simple. Siesta. Ain't it pretty simple compared to what you want, headmaster? But the real problem is already in motion. What's the cost of Lazuli's hero status when the truth is more complicated than anyone's willing to admit? Mephi's got a hidden talent for manipulation. She's using her charm to get Lazuli to do her bidding. Dean's got a hidden agenda, and Headmaster's got a stake in the excavation rights. Lazuli's instincts are screaming at him to get out of this situation. He needs to decide whether to trust Mephi or his own instincts. His eyes are locked on Mephi, and his heart is racing. He's holding steady, but the thought of losing his sister keeps him on edge. And that's not even the worst part. Lazuli tries to brief Dean on the situation, but Dean's changing story is causing more confusion than clarity. The papers are now writing about Dean's sudden rise to power, and Lazuli's instincts are screaming at him to get out of this situation. He tries to reason with Dean, but the other man's eyes are glinting with a mixture of determination and desperation. Lazuli's patience is wearing thin as he realizes Dean's not going to listen to reason.
What's going on, Dean?
Lazuli's instincts are screaming at him to escape as Dean's betrayal crushes his chances of excavating the site, snatching away his last hope of finding his sister's killer. Lazuli's world crumbles as his trust in Dean shatters, leaving him feeling lost and betrayed, the weight of his sister's life hanging precariously in the balance, his anger and determination growing. Lazuli's plan teeters on the brink of collapse as Dean's lies and deception plunge him into a desperate predicament, with the fate of the excavation and his sister's justice hanging precariously in the balance, fueling his rage. Barracks is changing the destination, but his target is clear: excavation rights. He's got a personal stake in this, and he'll stop at nothing to secure them. The headmaster's election is the key. Whoever wins will decide the academy's fate. Barracks wants the win, but the rules of the game are about to get a lot more complicated. He's got to outmaneuver his opponents, and he's not above using underhanded tactics to get what he wants. His reputation as a ruthless negotiator precedes him, and his opponents are already on high alert. Young Gun is watching Barracks with a keen eye, but he's not the only one paying attention. The headmaster stands tall, his voice ringing out across the room. Young Gun is stunned, but he's not backing down. Barracks is getting desperate, but he's still got one last card to play. The crowd is on the edge of their seats, waiting for the outcome.
Stop. You're wrong.
And that's when everything falls apart. The room erupts into chaos as the voting commences. Young Gun is scrambling to keep up, but Barracks is already one step ahead. The headmaster's voice is calm, but his eyes seem to be hiding something. The crowd is cheering, but the outcome is still far from certain.
The headmaster's voice is calm, but his eyes seem to be hiding something.
You can't just dash, Barracks interrupts him, his eyes blazing with anger. He strides towards the stage where the voting took place. The headmaster tries to stop him, but... Get out of my way, headmaster. The headmaster's face darkens, but he doesn't move. Barracks is already at the stage, his hands shaking with rage.
And that's not even the worst part. What's Barracks going to do next?
Young Gun's world is turned upside down as the headmaster's words drop a bombshell that shatters the fragile trust he had in his peers, leaving him reeling in shock and confusion. Barracks's betrayal cuts deep, leaving him to grapple with the harsh reality that even his closest friend could be hiding such deceit. A painful truth that threatens to destroy his very foundation. Barracks's next move hangs precariously in the balance as the room erupts into chaos, his eyes blazing with a fierce determination that hints at a desperate, and potentially deadly, plan unfolding.
And that's not even the worst part. The room is in chaos, and Elric is on the brink of collapse. Dean Barrack's silence is finally broken, and he utters a single word, hiccup. The room falls silent, and Elric's eyes widen in shock. The figure carried in earlier stirs, and a glimmer of recognition sparks in his eyes. Elric's world is turned upside down, and the stakes are higher than ever. You have no idea what's coming. The city gates are about to be blown to smithereens. Alright folks, we've got a critical situation unfolding here. Elric's eyes narrow as he looks at Barracks, his hands clenched into fists. He's got a plan, and it's gonna be a wild ride. What comes next changes everything. Elric takes a deep breath, steeling himself for the confrontation ahead. He knows that he's taking a risk, but he's determined to see this through. His goal is clear: take down Barracks and expose the truth. But what's blocking him? It's the fact that he's got his hands tied, and Barracks is not going to go down without a fight. What happens? He's got a plan, and it's going to be a wild ride. We need to move. Now, Elric's eyes narrow, his jaw set. He can't let Barracks get under his skin. He takes a deep breath and tries to compose himself. But Barracks is relentless. He wants to break Elric's spirit, to make him doubt himself. What happens is that Elric's face twists in anger, his fists clenched. The cost is his relationships, his reputation, and possibly even his future.
Elric's eyes blaze with a fierce determination as he unleashes a scathing verbal attack on Barracks, his words dripping with venom and a deep-seated hurt that refuses to be silenced. Elric's confrontation with Barracks leaves him emotionally battered, his spirit shaken to its core as he's forced to confront the harsh reality of his own vulnerabilities and the crushing weight of his own self-doubt. The chapter ends with Barracks' eyes glinting with a sinister intent, his voice dripping with malice as he delivers a chilling promise. I'll break you, Elric, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
The Lords of Hexagram are still on him, and now they're backed up by some of the strongest magicians in the school. Dean Barracks is save face, but his body language says otherwise. His hands are clenched, and his eyes are darting around the room.
Man, after coming this far, you were talking real big as if you actually had a chance.
But the real problem is already in motion. What happens when these powerful magicians make their move? Elric Merbinger's father is a powerhouse, a genius among geniuses. Dean Barracks is intimidated. He's in the presence of greatness. The stakes are higher than ever. What will happen next?
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The real question is, what does Elric Merbinger's father want from Dean Barracks? The answer is already too late. Dean Barracks is in the main house of the Rester family, the most powerful in the Magic Tower. He's about to meet the family patriarch.
The air is heavy with unspoken threats, and Dean's body language shows he's intimidated. The stakes are higher than ever. One wrong move could cost him everything. He realizes the truth. He's in the presence of greatness, and he's not sure if he's ready. And that's not even the worst part. What happens if Dean fails to impress the patriarch? Agent Wallowing Magician appears next, but his name is unclear. He's not saying much, just giving a cryptic message. Dean's goal is to understand the agent's intentions, but the obstacle is the agent's secrecy. Dean decides to ask for clarification, but the agent remains silent. The consequence is Dean's confusion and frustration.
Next episode.
Kale's life hangs by a thread as Esters bursts in, threatening to expose his secret, leaving him teetering on the edge of collapse with every malicious word. The consequences of Kale's deception are written all over his face, a stark reminder of the danger he's put himself in, losing the trust of those who might have been his allies, his reputation on the line. Esters' words hang in the air, a ticking time bomb, as the Rester family patriarch waits to deliver his verdict. The fate of Kale's future hanging precariously in the balance, a cruel and unforgiving destiny unfolding.
Previously Rutan Rur, a representative family of the hexagram that leads the magic. Agent Wallowing Magician, oh right, your sister is also coming. Why are you Jew? Do you know how hectic it's been recently because Ophew, you my loving like brother, Eric. The stakes rise. Every second matters. You, die, over, dead.
In a world where magic is everything, a mysterious figure looms in the shadows. You're looking at something quite interesting, child. A low, raspy voice says, sending shivers down the spines of those around it. Two pairs of eyes lock onto the speaker, their owners frozen in a mix of awe and unease as they realize they're being watched by one who's not even sure where he is himself. In a realm of unparalleled magical prowess, where only the most elite masters controlled the fabric of reality, a young and audacious thief, Hama, had stumbled into the domain of a mysterious seventh circle archmage.
The true palace of blue fog has opened, revealing a labyrinth of danger and uncertainty. Eric bursts through the door, determined to find his sister, but his desperation is starting to boil over. He's not thinking about the consequences. As Eric navigates the palace, he's trapped in a maze of corridors. He's searching for any sign of his sister, but every door leads to more questions. Why did she disappear? What's happening in this mysterious place? And who is behind it all?
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
As Eric bursts through the door, a blast of cold air hits him, revealing a labyrinth of corridors shrouded in an eerie blue fog, his desperation boiling over with every passing second. Eric's grip on reality begins to slip as the unknown palace seems to shift and twist around him, his sister's safety hanging precariously in the balance, leaving his heart raw with terror. The Demon King's ominous presence looms large, a dark specter closing in on Eric's every move. The true palace of blue fog now a living, breathing entity determined to claim its next victim, and Eric's sister is running out of time. Jig's hands move with calculated precision as he manipulates the ancient texts. He's searching for the key to unlocking the secrets of magic. His fingers dance across the pages, racing against time to find the solution.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
And that's not even the worst part. The very fabric of magic is beginning to unravel, threatening to destroy the balance. The city is in ruins, and the magical world is on the brink of collapse. Jig stands face to face with the old man, their powers locked in a fierce struggle. The wind howls and the air is charged with energy.
Young Gun's eyes widen as the old man's hands weave a complex pattern. The air around them begins to churn, and the wind picks up speed. Itagai takes a step back, his face pale.
What's with you guys? No one's asking if I'm alright after I almost died.
The old man's power is already too late. The city is about to be consumed by the very storm he created. The true cost of Jig's ambition, the destruction of the magical world itself. The old man's eyes burn with a fierce determination. Why are all the old people around me? But the answer is already too late. The balance is broken, and the consequences will be catastrophic.
The old man's hands weave a complex pattern, sending the air into a frenzy as the balance is broken, unleashing a catastrophic chain reaction that will shake the very foundations of the world. Itagai's eyes are torn between two impossible choices, his brother's fate hanging precariously in the balance as he grapples with the devastating reality of a broken magic rule. The darkness closing in around him, Itagai is forced to make a heart-wrenching decision. Will he prioritize stopping his brother or prevent the catastrophic consequences of a broken magic rule? Each choice threatening to shatter the fragile balance.
The human's hands now hold the very essence of his own extinction. The monster that's been terrorizing his family is closing in. His mother's voice is a distant memory, a desperate plea to get the kids to safety. His siblings are counting on him, but he's paralyzed by fear. The weight of responsibility is crushing him. His hands won't stop moving. He checks the exit twice, and his eyes dart around the room for any sign of escape.
Stop. You're wrong.
And what's waiting outside will make him question everything he thought he knew about himself. What comes next changes everything. In a world where magic is everything and talent is the key, Zephyr is forced to swallow the magical abilities of others to fuel his own. But when a new rival emerges, Zephyr must master the unpredictable power within himself to take down the young genius who's stolen the spotlight and his lord's attention. The Nerester family's quiet protests echo through the halls of the Magician's Guild, their frustration growing with every passing day. Were we to blame for the downfall of the talent-swallowing clan? The patriarch thunders. No, our politics-bound hands were tied, unable to lend aid to those in need. Elric's frustration boils over as he questions his own abilities. And that's not even the worst part.
Elric's power overflows as the ground cracks beneath him, his anger and determination boiling over in a desperate bid to save his family from the monstrous Mayor Binger. Elric's frustration boils over as he realizes he's been played, and his family's fate hangs precariously in the balance, leaving him to question his own abilities and worth as a protector. The Mayor Binger's powers continue to grow, fueled by Elric's own energy, and the very ground itself seems to tremble in anticipation of the impending clash, leaving the outcome shrouded in uncertainty.
Young Gun's eyes blaze with a mix of shock and fury as he surveys the carnage before him. His trusted friend, bread-eating squirrel, lies lifeless on the ground, a victim of cold-blooded murder. Young Gun doesn't hesitate. His hands begin to move with a life of their own, as if fueled by a burning desire for vengeance. Who could have done this? His voice echoes through the empty streets, a desperate cry for answers. And that's not even the worst part. The killer may still be watching, waiting for their next victim to rise to the top. Agent Wallowing Magician materializes out of thin air, his presence both commanding and unsettling. The senator's words cut through the air like a knife, a stark reminder of who holds the reins. Guy Nerester's eyes widen as he realizes the true extent of the senator's power. He knows he's been outmaneuvered, but he's not one to give up.
You talk too much.
The Lord of Mayor Binger's voice booms through the room, a cold, calculated tone that sends shivers down Guy Nerester's spine. He knows he's been caught off guard, but he's not one to back down. Guy Nerester's eyes flash with excitement as he realizes the true extent of his power. He knows he's got the upper hand for now. Guy Nerester is confused. What's happening to his powers? Young Gun is telling him to go see for himself, but Guy is hesitant, unsure if he's ready. The unknown is calling to him, and Guy's curiosity is getting the better of him. He's about to take a step forward, but young Gun interrupts, shouting at him, "You deranged codger! Guy's taken aback, but he's not backing down. Janet! The air is thick with tension. Guy Narester is on the move, but young Gun is holding him back. Something's happening, and Guy's not sure what. The ground cracks beneath their feet as they face off. Guy Narester unleashes a mighty roar as his stats skyrocket, his power surging out of control. The ground shatters beneath his feet, sending shockwaves through the air. Guy Narester's confidence is brutally shattered as he confronts the dark truth about his powers, his entire understanding of himself crumbling like a house of cards. A monumental, earth-shattering transformation is underway, one that will rewrite the very fabric of Guy's existence. But at what devastating cost, and will he be able to control it? Pre-use sends Hilton, the captain of Blue Wolf Squad 1T0, stop the awe. Agent Art Jdino adaptation Young Gun original bread eat. Have a safe trip. Yam deranged Kopker Arr. It looks like you've finally met your match. Mephi, how did its child's ploy for someone like me to find the likes of you? We guess it would certainly be a problem. But can you just be fooled? Hilton's mana is restricted, and he's struggling to maintain control. He's desperate to break free, but it feels like he's right back where he started with the blockage disease. He looks around, trying to remember where he is. Is it like a martial artist's fighting techniques? Similar. It's the art of fighting by strengthening your B. I was stumped on what to do since the different kinds of Manwa think I can freely receive. Then, are you going to teach me the magic martial arts of Gra in that case? Tyke Tiglan Ol and get QTRDT right in your in the habitat of dire solved. They're 3 tmek bigger, I sure yav know. Hilton's eyes lock onto Mephi, his face twisted in desperation. What does he want? He wants to know how to protect Mephi, tied to his life as they are. Hilton's eyes lock onto Mephi, his desperation fueling a fierce determination as he grapples with the weight of his limited power, his heart pounding in his chest. Elric's unyielding calm has left Hilton feeling powerless, a dire wolf trapped in his mind, his rage and frustration threatening to boil over as the lines between freedom and captivity blur. The fragile balance between Hilton's desperate protection of Mephi and Elric's unrelenting orders hangs precariously in the air, leaving Hilton torn between obedience and his own unyielding sense of responsibility, forever poised on the edge of chaos. In a world where magic was the ultimate currency, a mysterious figure emerged with no intention of following the rules.
The talent-swallowing magician unleashes a fierce battle cry, shattering the calm air as he takes on the master's new challenge. His eyes blaze with determination, fueled by the promise of no hints for his hard work. The master's cryptic words echo in his mind. Use the moss on the shaded side of the cliff, and he's already itching to prove his skills are no laughing matter, not even to the excited old man who's clearly impressed. The agent has made his decision. He's going to take on the codger head-on. He's not going to let fear or doubt hold him back. The stakes are higher than ever, and he's ready to pay the price.
Kadu Ryujin unleashes a fierce battle cry as he engages in a brutal showdown against the master's new challenge, his determination fueled by the promise of no hints for his hard-won secrets. Quan EUI students are left reeling from the news of his untimely decision to confront a powerful opponent, their faith in his abilities shaken as they worry about the catastrophic consequences of his actions. The Grand Tournament's victor now stands at the center of a brewing storm, with dark forces beginning to close in on their vulnerable position, threatening to upend the delicate balance of power in the world of magic.
Young Gun's eyes gleamed with a fierce determination as he accepted the mysterious old man's offer. I will make you my disciple. The old man, rumored to have devoured countless talents to perfect his craft, revealed the truth behind his enigmatic powers. With a hint of a smile, he whispered, Talent is nothing but fuel for the true master, and I am starving. Good work. It looks like I can finally teach you about the grudge of Knight's Chronicle. Shrine? A dreary and bomber-man ascent. Lord Augustine's words hang in the air like a challenge. Young Gun's mind reels with the implications. The founder of Knight's Chronicle was once an alchemist researching herbal botany in the East,
but his life took a drastic turn when his family was killed by a demon king. Young Gun's eyes widen as he realizes the connection. The demon king was the same one Master was searching for. Lord Augustine's determination makes sense now. He wants to uncover the truth about Knights Chronicles' grudge.
You're a monster, just like Master.
Lord Augustine's reaction is immediate. He turns to face young Gun, his eyes blazing with intensity. Young Gun's world is shattered as Lord Augustine reveals a life-altering truth. The Knights Chronicles' dark past is inextricably linked to his own, and the Eastern architecture holds the key to a horrifying family secret. Young Gun's deepest fears are confirmed. He's not just investigating demonic domains, but confronting the dark legacy of his own bloodline and the truth about his master's past, which threatens to destroy everything he thought he knew about himself. As young Gun stands frozen in stunned silence, Lord Augustine's eyes burn with a fierce determination, his next move hanging precariously in the balance, and the fate of the Knights Chronicle hangs by a thread.
Are you telling me to fight that thing? That right. To be exact, I want you to fight its seal, since you can take the seals of demons despite being human. Duh! How do you... I know what you're worried about, but there's no need to worry. Ano. Ew. Well, okay. Since there has to be trust between Master and D. Every mage has a secret technique that they can tell anyone in this old man case.
You, Mong, I welcome it, but did something. Just move? Inside the forest up in the sky? No. I can feel its presence. Anywhere in this place. Uninteresting human here, agent. They, my dear brother.
Echo makes a reckless decision, attempting to absorb the Demon King's seal, risking his very soul in a desperate bid to unlock the secrets of sealing magic and regain control. Echo gains a glimmer of hope, his understanding of sealing magic finally taking shape, but at a terrible cost. He's lost all sense of his own identity, consumed by the darkness within. Echo's reckless gamble has only set him further on a collision course with his own downfall, as he unwittingly unleashes a dark force that threatens to consume everything in its path, with no escape in sight. The magician stands at the edge of a vast, eerie forest, the trees towering above like skeletal fingers. Ami, his partner, looks uncertain, her hand on the hilt of her sword. Gun, the magician, takes a deep breath, steeling himself for the unknown. His hands won't stop moving. He checks the exit repeatedly. His eyes are fixed on the shadowy figure emerging from the darkness.
Stop. You're wrong.
The magician's grip on his seal tightens as the figure draws closer. Mayor Binger, a mysterious being with an unsettling aura, approaches the magician with an unnerving calm. His eyes gleam with an otherworldly hunger. Gun's hand instinctively reaches for his magic, unsure if he can even wield it.
Amidst the desperation to hold on, a spark reignited within him, a choice to surpass the limit that had been suffocating him for far too long. He vowed to revive his former self, pushing his body to its breaking point, and promised that their paths would cross again if he ever craved for more. Kalen's voice rings out, a hint of incredulity lacing his words. That human must have gone insane. Why is he butting in when no one asked him? Not only that, to think a human would know the degree of true name. And that's not even the worst part. The magician's transformation is still underway, fueled by desperation, but at what cost to his control? The magician's future hangs in the balance, and the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty.
The magician's fingers dance across the air, devouring spells with reckless abandon, his eyes blazing with a dark, unpredictable energy as his transformation reaches a breaking point. Ami stands firm, her eyes locked on the magician's, sensing the stakes, as Kalen's incredulous voice fades into the background, consumed by the whirlwind of the magician's unbridled power. The magician's future hangs in the balance, his control slipping precariously as he hurtles towards an unknown fate, leaving Ami and Kalen to wonder if the cost of his transformation will be catastrophic.
QT, you should V try to stop MS Stashe. How could I possibly stop that crazy witch? And why are what's worse her competitive spirits been on the rise lately? Sean said that the Radiant Star Duke's elder sister has been the person who the Radiant Star Duke fears the most is his S. It probably isn't simply because she his sister. Just what kind of person is she? RM Agent Wallowing Magician. The Radiant Star Duke is here, but you may not enter as you'd pardon? Why? Then, could you call for your family? Third, why no? Besides, we have received orders from the young Miss Not. Means elder sister? Why would she?
What's she playing at? This is getting ridiculous. She's not even making an effort to convince him. He's starting to wonder if she's just a prankster or something. Radiant Star Duke is still trying to wrap his head around this. His sister is convincing him that she's who she says she is, but he's not buying it. She's saying they used to play catch together, but he doesn't remember that.
Have you ever played catch when you were little?
Radiant Star Duke's sister is putting on a show, and he's not buying it. She's trying to convince him she's who she says she is, but he's not convinced.
Radiant Star Duke's world is turned upside down as his sister unleashes a barrage of memories, forcing him to confront the possibility that she's not who he thinks she is, or maybe more. The emotional stakes are raised as Radiant Star Duke's defenses begin to crumble, leaving him vulnerable to the truth about his sister's identity and his own troubled past, shattering the illusion of control he thought he had. The cliffhanger looms as Radiant Star Duke's sister drops a chilling bombshell, leaving him stunned and reeling, with the question hanging precariously in the air. What does she really want from him, and what will she do next?
And that's not even the worst part. Very well. I guess I'll take this chance to make a friend. It's hard enough just to meet a member of Black Skull since T, and what if Lady Mare Binger actually is a member of Black SK? Okay. Toe, are those two still playing tag? Sis, talk with words. P Agent Wallowing Magician. Look-alike, you've gotten pretty good with all that fame. Huh? Sis, seriously, if it weren't for Predasense. Seriously would have died from that. She been like this since we were young. My sister's grip on my arm tightened like a vice. Her piercing gaze a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked in every alleyway. Don't even think about it, Lee Jae-hyun, she warned, her voice laced with a mix of frustration and desperation. I squirmed under her grasp, resenting her overprotectiveness, yet aware that she was all I had left after our parents' untimely passing. Our protagonist, a young boy with an unyielding sense of responsibility, shatters the illusion of coincidence. Both times he lost consciousness in the infamous Dragon's Nest, and the moment he disappeared upon waking, were part of an assignment, a mission for his family, his house.
Kai charges forward with unwavering determination, ready to face the unknown dangers as he disappears into the distance, leaving behind a trail of uncertainty and unspoken fears. The emotional stakes are at an all-time high as Kai's resolve is put to the test, his connection to his family and friends hanging precariously in the balance, a delicate thread stretched to its limits by the weight of his responsibilities. The ominous silhouette waiting in the shadows looms large, a constant reminder that Agent Wallowing Magician's disappearance has left a void that threatens to tear the group apart, shrouding their future in an aura of foreboding uncertainty.
The contract is signed, and Sora's life is on the line. Hash's expression is a mix of frustration and concern. Sora's hands are clenched into fists, a clear sign of the pressure building up inside him. Hash's eyes narrow, his gaze piercing through the air as he speaks.
You think you're perfect, don't you? A quick learner, always a step ahead. Sora's eyes flash with determination. He knows he's pushed himself to the limit.
Hash's words sting, but Sora's not one to back down. His perfect mirage eyes gleam with a fierce light, and his movements are swift and decisive. Hash's eyes widen in surprise, and for a moment, he seems taken aback by Sora's response. The argument is escalating, and Hash is getting defensive. The obstacle is Hash's own feelings of inadequacy, and the protagonist's growing strength is a constant reminder that he's not needed anymore. The action is Hash's attempt to hold onto the past, but the consequence is that he's losing his grip on the present.
How could he leave such amazing masters behind? To go to the north by himself. That damned disciple looks like he needs to be taught manners from scratch.
Hash's world is turned upside down as he's confronted by the very people he thought he could protect, leaving him reeling with a devastating sense of loss and betrayal. Hash's facade of confidence begins to crumble, revealing a deep wound of insecurity as he's forced to confront his own shortcomings and the devastating truth that he's not needed anymore by the person he cares about most. As the situation spirals out of control, Ji-hoon's desperate attempt to intervene teeters on the brink of disaster, leaving the future hanging precariously in the balance. Will he be able to save his sister, or will she be consumed by the chaos that's unfolding?